How's it going, everybody? My name is Jesse. Welcome back to Continues to Tick, the YouTube channel where I pretty much talk about the future and focus on the future while still taking up the challenge of remaining present and focusing on today. But my channel, a lot of it is going to focus on future and journeys, and right now I'm just kind of focusing on my initial series of my dividend growth portfolio, just my journey of investing routinely, systematically, every single week, $500 into my portfolio every Thursday, and just seeing the nest egg grow and seeing the dividend growth portfolio get to a nice amount where it kind of sustains itself and snowballs and provides me a good chunk of passive income that I can continue to reinvest, or at hopefully one point in the future use to be able to retire early or just to retire comfortably. So the journey continues. I hope you guys are doing well. If it's your first time coming up to my channel, welcome. And thank you for giving me a watch. As you can see, I just started this YouTube channel. It's a process. I'm currently just doing it for myself, and I'm sure there's other people out there that are going through the similar process of starting a growth portfolio. In the future, I hope to expand on my channel and add and incorporate other things, relating to the future. But for now, this is kind of where we are. And the main focus that I have at the time is just, documenting the progress on my dividend growth portfolio. With that said, I do want to start this video by just talking about last weekend. Last weekend, it was the first time that I was able to kind of invite everybody and really be the host of a nice family outing weekend. Growing up, my family and I, we never really went on vacations. Just going to a big city like San Francisco for an outing or for a day, that was a big deal for us. Or even just going out to see the snow and driving up to see the snow from our small town was a nice big deal for us. And this past weekend was the first time that now that I'm able to work and I am able to be fortunate enough to make some money, I was able to host and invite my close family, my mother, my father, my two sisters, their dog, my girlfriend, our puppy, and myself, just to a nice little family outing. And it was actually quite nice. It was up on the northern coast. It was in Manchester, California. And, it was a really well enjoyed staycation / weekend. It was really nice. As you can see, it's kind of by the ocean, and it just felt really good. Initially, we had planned for our first, ever family cruise. I've been on a cruise with my girlfriend's family, but as our own family, my family growing up, we didn't go on any major vacations like that. So we were planning a first time cruise, but that didn't end up working out, due to COVID. And I wanted to find a place that was similar to a cruise that had a view of the ocean, and that was special. And so we ended up renting out that nice Airbnb with ocean views. And, it wasn't the cheapest, but it was definitely worth it. And I'm really fortunate to be in a position where I'm able to, invite my family over and do things like that. With that being said, we'll switch over back to, the main focus of the video, which is a little overview of my dividend growth portfolio. So as you can see, I now crossed the $4,000 mark. This past Thursday I did invest another $500 into the account, and here we are. So we're sitting about $4,100. I am in the red right now. I'm down 1% all time. This past week wasn't great for me. I'm down 2%, and overall I think this month hasn't been very great either. But even with that, the main point of my portfolio is, a dividend growth portfolio. Part of that is receiving dividends. So I have been receiving dividends, and even though this last week or this last month hasn't been the greatest, this has definitely been my best week in regards to receiving dividends. And I'll just kind of go over a little recap of this. So, as you can see on September 8th, starting the beginning of the week, all the way up to yesterday, September 11th, on Friday. I've been receiving, quite a bit of dividends from quite a bit of companies. So as you can see, Johnson & Johnson 44 cents, Southern Company 22 cents, ADM 39 cents, Chevron 44, Exxon 61, IBM 16, Snap-on, Sunoco, Sherwin-Williams, and then Walgreens. So this has definitely been my best week overall, even though I am in the red. The beauty about just a dividend portfolio, not even dividend growth, because right now I don't have any growth. I'm in the red. Not to say that the dividend yield won't grow or hasn't grown, because I think there's been about one or two companies that I've held so far that have had an increase. But with that being said, I have been paid dividends, and that's pretty much what the whole point of my portfolio and my strategy is that it doesn't matter what the market's doing. It doesn't matter how my portfolio is doing overall in terms of return. With time, it will be positive, but on the day in, day out, month in, month out, it shouldn't really matter. At the end of the day, I'm receiving dividends, and as you can see, here's the evidence of that. And like I said, even though I had a bad week, this was my best week in regards to receiving dividends. As you can see, I funded my portfolio on September 10th just to show transparency. Right here, deposited $500, and then the week before, my overall portfolio has not been breathing too long. I started on July 20th, where I had my initial funding, and then eventually I settled in on a $500 deposit. Like again, I always say I'm very fortunate enough to be in that position to be able to do that. And just to kind of close this video, this last weekend, it was a really great time. I think a lot about the future. I think about a lot of family trips, and people, we only continually get older. I'm fortunate enough to still have my parents around, and just growing up, we weren't able to take a lot of vacations. And I'm hoping that by being able to plan financially for the future, it'll keep me fortunate to be able to do vacation trips like that, especially vacation trips that are some that we're not used to at all. Oceanfront house rental, it's not something we were used to at all. So it was really nice to be able to gift that, to them, because I know they enjoyed it a lot, and I definitely enjoyed it. And like I always say, I'm fortunate enough to be in that position to do things like that. And by focusing on the future and focusing on financial stability and financial planning for the future, I hope to continue to do things like that. And I hope to be able to retire early and have more time to spend with the people that I really care about. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Hopefully there's something you can grab from this video. Hopefully there's some motivation you can take. I continually watch other people's videos regarding dividend growth investing. I find it quite interesting. Have a great day. I'm here in California, and it's quite strange. On top of 2020, California hasn't been the greatest state by far this year. But nevertheless, I'm healthy. The people around me are healthy, and I'm receiving my dividends. So not too much to complain about. See you guys on the next one. Peace.